As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been blind from his birth. And his disciples said to him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus said to them, "It was not that this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God might be revealed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." And when he had said this, he knelt down and he spit on the ground. And he made mud with the spittle, and he rubbed the mud on the man's eyes. And he said to him, "Go and wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. Well, the man went, and he washed, and he came back seeing. Now those who had seen him begging at the gate said, "Well, isn't this the man who used to sit and beg?" And some said, "Yes, yes, yep, it's he." Others said, "No, no, 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 no. But it does look like him." And the man said, I'm the man." And they said, "Well, how is it that you can see?" And he said, "Well, the man named Jesus, yeah, he made mud and he put it on my eyes, and he told me to go to Siloam and washed, and I went and I washed and I can see." And they said, "Well, where is he?" He said, "Oh, I don't know." They brought the man who had been blind to the Pharisees. Now, it was a Sabbath day when Jesus made the mud and anointed the man's eyes. And they asked him how he had received his sight. And he said to them, "Well, he made mud and he put it on my eyes and told me to wash, and I washed and I can see." And they said, "This man is not from God, for he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, "How can someone who's a sinner do such signs?" And there was a division among them. And so they asked the man who had been blind, "Well, what do you say about him, since he opened your eyes?" And he said, "Oh, he is a prophet." Now, the Jews did not believe that he had been born blind and had received his sight until they asked the parents of the man who had received his sight. And they said to them, "Is this your son, who you say was born blind? How is it then that he now sees, and who opened his eyes?" They said, "Well, we know that this is our son, and that he was born blind, but how he now sees or who opened his eyes, we don't know. Ask him. He's of age. He can speak for himself." Now the Jews had already agreed that anyone who confessed Jesus to be the Messiah was to be cast out of the synagogue. That's why they said, "Oh, he's of age. Ask him." So the Pharisees called for a second time the man who had been blind, and they said to him, "Give God the praise. We know that this man is a sinner." And the man said, "Well, whether he's a sinner or not, I don't know. One thing I know, though I was blind, now I can see." And they said to him, "What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?" And the man said, "Well, I've already told you once, and you didn't want to hear it. Why do you want to hear it again? Do you too want to become his disciples?" And they said, "We are disciples of Moses, and we know that God spoke to Moses. But as for this man, we do not know where he has come from." And the man said, "Oh, this is astonishing. You don't know where he comes from, and yet he opened my eyes. We know that God does not listen to sinners, but if someone worships God and obeys his will, then God will listen to him. Never since the world began has it been told that someone opened the eyes of a man who was born blind. If this man were not from God, he could do nothing." And they reviled him and said to him, "You were born in total sin, and would you teach us?" And they cast him out. Now Jesus, when he heard that they had cast him out, found him, and he said to him, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" And the man said, "Well, who is he, sir, that I may believe in him?" And Jesus said to him, "You have seen him, and he is the one who is speaking with you." And the man said, Lord, I believe." And he worshiped him.